darlings, I am back. Let me turn this light on and I'll be right back with y'all. Give me just a second. All right. I'm back. And we are going to continue the topic of why y'all love to police Black women. And as I began the first part of this video saying, first and foremost is that nobody has beef with me, right? If you have beef with me, I have taken you to court. I said this in the last video, but I wanted to make a point. People who actually have beef with me, I have taken you to court and I have won a judgment against you. Only those people that can say that can say that they have beef with me. Anybody else does not have beef with me, right? They are beefing with themselves. Do not believe them when they tell you they have beef with me or when they act as though they have beef with me. They're beefing with themselves. So yeah, I wanted to clarify that. Not only do I take people who actually cause issues in my life to court, but I win. I've won the judgment. This has happened more than once in my life. So if I haven't taken you to court and I don't have a judgment against you, then you don't have beef with me. You got beef with yourself, not me. All right, so let's continue. The first reason, as I was saying at the end of the last video, the first reason that you love to police the actions and the bodies and the sexual choices of Black women and femmes is because you do not believe that Black women and femmes are autonomous beings with a limitless set of possibilities as to what they can do in life. You believe that Black women exist for the commodification of the white community or the Black community. And when you believe that Black women's existence is based on commodification, then you limit the possibilities of what we can do to those actions that benefit either the white community or the Black community. You limit our possibilities to those actions. So whenever we are engaging in an action that does not benefit someone outside of ourselves, you look upon that action as being inappropriate. When you're doing that to Black women and femmes, what your actions are saying is that you do not believe us to be autonomous beings. You cannot perceive of us outside of the performance of mammyhood and muledom that you have created for us, even if you yourself are a Black woman, right? There's a performance that has been created for us, and those within that performance, those actions, only the actions within that performance are acceptable. So there is a performance of muledom and mammyhood that has been created for Black women and femmes, and only the actions that align with that performance are acceptable for us. Anything that we do outside of that performance is unacceptable when you do not see us as autonomous beings. Okay. We make sure. Okay, just making sure that I can be seen. All right. Okay, now, let me see, guys. Is the chat available? Because I don't see the chat down here. And I did not mean to make it unavailable if it isn't. If it's available, put a yes in. Don't think it's available. I didn't mean to make it unavailable, but so be it. If you gotta say something. Oh, it is available. Okay, I didn't know. I didn't see that, so I was worried. All right, we good. I was about to say, if you gotta say something, you might have to comment on the replay, but it's fine. All right. So that is the reason, that is the underlying reason that people feel justified in policing the vaginas, the vulvas, the clitorises, and the uteruses of Black women and femmes. That's the reason that they feel justified in doing that, because they do not look at beings who are living in a Black woman's body as people who get to do whatever the hell they want in the universe. They look at us as beings that have a strict set of rules that we have to follow to be accepted in this universe, in this life, in this place, in this time, right? So you're not seeing Black women and femmes as autonomous beings. You are not understanding that we can come here to earth and get all of the sexual pleasure that we want. Black women and femmes can come to earth, be born, whatever you want to call it, and get all of the sexual pleasure that we want. We are allowed to do that. We are autonomous beings. If we base our entire lives on sexual pleasure, there is nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. What someone is choosing to do with their own body sexually has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you. And when you are overly concerned about the sexual actions of other people, that speaks to something inside you. That does not speak to anything inside that person. Of course, I am not talking about abuse or assault of any kind. So I'm saying that, right? Because I don't want to hear any foolishness and nonsense. I'm talking about consensual interactions. So what someone is choosing to do with their body has absolutely nothing to do with you. Ever. Ever. What one woman chooses to do with her body can never be a smear upon you. It's not possible. It's not possible. How other people, how many times other people choose to give birth? How many times other people choose to get pregnant? How many different people other people choose to get pregnant by has absolutely nothing to do with you and does not smear your character in any way. It has nothing to do with you. It is not connected to you. It is not related to you in any way. So if you are feeling an emotional reaction to another woman's uterus and what is happening to it, you need to check yourself. If you feel that you have the right to say what another woman does or another human being does or does not do with their uterus, you need to check yourself. You're weird. You are weird if what somebody else is doing with their uterus is giving you an emotional reaction. There's something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with the other person who is making personal decisions about their own body, as each person has the right to do. Each person is entitled to decide what to do with their body. Each person is entitled to that, right? When you believe that a human being outside of yourself is not entitled to do what they want to do with their own body, that's a problem with you. You're the problem. You're the problem, not them. So that's the first thing. When you determine that it is your prerogative to police the body of a Black woman or a femme, you are deciding, and your actions and your words are saying that you don't believe that that person has the right to exist as an autonomous being with limitless possibilities. Every person on this earth gets to decide what they want to do with their bodies. Every person on this earth, right? Okay. Number 2, the reason that you feel so compelled to police the actions of Black women and femmes is because you are in competition with other Black women and femmes for white male attention or for Black male attention. I'm going to say that again. The reason that you feel compelled to police the bodies and minds and words of other Black women and femmes, and you think it's the right thing to do, is because you're in competition for the attention of white males or Black males. You're in competition with other Black women for that attention. And you believe that getting that attention is a mark of honor, is a badge of honor. You are seeking validation from white males or Black males. That's the other reason that you are policing the activities of other Black women or femmes, because you're in competition and you want to be seen as the good woman. You want to be seen as the acceptable woman. You want to be seen as, what's the new word for it? The high value woman. You want to be seen as the woman, the marryable woman. You want to be seen as the I don't know, what's that? It's a biblical verse that they put on it, right? That woman, whatever that woman is, right? The Ruth and the Boaz and all of that. I'm not a Christian, so I cannot remember those particular talking points, but that you want to be seen as that. Who is the determiner of that? Who is the determiner of high value? Thank you. The Proverbs 31 woman. Thank you so much, daughter. Oh, Shumbemi. Right. You're trying to be seen as that. Who is the determiner of the worth of women from those perspectives? White males and Black males who are imitating white males. So when you are trying to compare yourself to other women and come out as the good and acceptable and marryable and Proverbs 31 woman, you are trying to signal to white men that you are the one that is following their rules, and the other women or the other woman that you are policing is the person who is not. Now, there are Black men who are imitating white men, but still these rules come from white men, right? So you are trying to prove your validation according to that particular code. That is what happens when you feel yourself to be in competition with Black women. That's what's happening. This is the second reason that you believe that you are entitled to police the activities, the words, the thoughts, the philosophies of other Black women and femmes, because you're in competition and you're trying to make yourself worthy in the eyes of white men or Black men who are imitating white men, right? Third reason, you are terrified of being your full self, and you believe that your highest destiny on earth is to be a commodity. You are terrified of being your full self. And because you have succumbed to that terror, you have decided that your highest destiny here on earth is to make sure that you are the commodity of some man. Either a Black man that is imitating white men or white men who have created this terrible code called patriarchy by which we are all expected to live. So you look at a free woman, or you look at a woman who is encouraging other women to be free, or you look at a woman who accepts and embraces and protects free women as a threat. You see that woman as a threat because there are things that she is doing that you always wanted to do. There are things that she is saying that you have felt in your mind as well. There are things that she is speaking to that touch the inner recesses of your soul. But you believe that should you succumb to those things that are speaking from the inside, that you will no longer be acceptable. And so you have decided that your highest destiny is as a commodity. And so you are angry with women who are out here saying, fuck being a commodity. I'm going to be myself. You're angry with us. You're angry that we're teaching younger women and that we're teaching other women, say fuck fuck being a commodity and be yourself. You're mad at us for doing that. And so because you are angry and because you are terrified to say fuck being a commodity, then you spend time trying to tear down or silence the women who are saying fuck being a commodity. You spend your time doing that. You expend your energy doing that. All of these actions have at their root the desire to be seen as worthy by white masculinist imperialism. The only reason you are policing other women and femmes is because you want to sit in the position of worthiness, of the system that assaulted your grandmothers. You want to be seen as worthy by the system that used your grandmother's bodies as capital. That's who you're trying to be seen as worthy by. That's who you're parroting for, right? That's who you're speaking for. Your talking points are coming from the system that used your grandmother's bodies as capital. That's literally who you are trying to impress. That's who you're trying to impress? Then yes, you're always going to be against anything that I have to say. Then yes, everything that I have to say is always going to offend you. Then yes, the women and femmes that I accept and embrace and protect and uplift are your enemies. We are happily your enemies, right? Because you are on the side of the people who used our grandmother's bodies as capital. That's whose side you're on, right? I hate a motherfucker who don't take time to think deeply about the origins of what they are about to say. I give praise and honor to my mother, Lalita F. Morgan Ibarra Tarun, who taught me to consider the source, right? She said, no matter whose mouth is speaking the words, consider the source. Consider why they might be saying what they're saying. My mother taught me to do that and to be analytical and to be critical in my thoughts, words, and deeds. And being an analytical and critical thinker means that I analyze what the hell I'm saying too. So when you stand up and decide to say that you are against the freedom of Black women and femmes in any way, you are siding with white masculinist imperialism. As I said in the first video, I know that the Black community does not consider Cardi B Black, and I'm cool with how y'all feel on that. She is Black adjacent. That's why I'm adding her to this conversation. So when we look at the reaction that people are having to Cardi B being pregnant, that is the degree to which that's none of my business. The degree to which that's none of my business is actually mind-blowing. But when DMX died, everybody was praising him. People will still try to say that he's a good father. Go and see how many people he had children by, right? The person who is the president of the United States right now, go and see how many people they have children by, right? I want you to look at every athlete that you idolize. And I want you to look at how many people they have children by. I'm talking about athletes with penises. I'm talking about those athletes, right? I want you to look at every political leader that you idolize. And I want political leaders with penises. And I want you to go and see how many people they have children by and how close those children are together. I want us to do that, right? Because we are looking at this woman and what she has chosen to do with her own damn uterus and vagina. And she's telling us she's happy with this choice. She's telling us that this was the best choice for her. And we are feeling free to police it. Yes, you are siding with the people who used your grandmother's body as capital. That's who you're siding with. Whenever you feel it welling up within you to critique what a Black woman or femme is doing with their vagina, with their behind, with their breasts, with their uterus, whenever you feel it welling up within you, I want you to check and see who your ideas are aligning with. Who are your ideas aligning with? Who are your ideas aligning with? Right? Check on that. Check and see. Right? If your ideas are aligning with white masculinist imperialism, then interrogate yourself. Say, why am I feeling this way? People were angry with me because I am teaching a class about Oshun Pashanga that is often translated to mean Oshun the prostitute. Right? I am interrogating this idea of Oshun as a sex worker, this idea of Oshun as a whore, as in a woman who has many sexual partners. I am going down the rabbit hole and interrogating that and seeing why we feel the way that we feel about that. People are angry with me for doing that. The only reason that you would be angry with a woman deciding to be a sex worker, or with a woman who has been forced to be a sex worker, or a conversation among Black women and femmes about Black women and femmes being sex workers, deciding to be sex workers, or being forced into sex work, the only reason that you would be angry with that is because your ideas and philosophies are aligned with white masculinist imperialism. That's the only reason for you to be angry with that. And white masculinist imperialism is the system that used your grandmother's body as capital. So that's who you're aligned with. I just want you to be clear on what the hell you're saying and thinking. Resist the urge to judge, to speak on, or to give a damn about what the other woman, the next woman, especially if she is a Black or brown woman, resist the urge to give a damn about what she's choosing to do with her body. Resist that urge. I'm not saying that the urge don't well up within me. That's not the point that I'm making here. The point that I'm making is you have to interrogate your own thought processes. You have to interrogate the philosophies that raised you. You have to interrogate the philosophies that molded you. I'm not saying that desire hasn't welled up within me. That is not my point. My point is, before I speak on it publicly, before I make a judgment on another woman, before I would refuse support and community to another Black woman and femme, I'm going to interrogate my thoughts on a thing. I'm not going to just off rip start judging another Black woman or femme. Start isolating and excluding another Black woman or femme. You working for the other side. You working for the other side. Right? That's what you're doing. If you looking at a Black woman and femme and you saying they ain't got no business doing that with their body, you working for the other side. Coco Chanel is saying they don't like Black women. Facts. Including they self. Beginning with their own self. That's the first Black woman that you didn't like. Was your damn self. Right? So whenever that urge wells up, you look and you see what a Black woman is doing, whether it's in your community, whether it's on the damn television, whether it's on these damn social media streets. You see what another Black woman or femme is doing, you watch what she's doing, and something wells up and say, "Ooh, she ain't got no business doing that." We all got that inner pick me, that inner helpmeet, that inner handmaiden. We were all raised by these horrible systems, so that part exists within all of us. She shouldn't have done that. She shouldn't have said that. She ain't got no business doing that. We all got that inner helpmeet and handmaiden. We got her. But when you feel her rising up, interrogate the thought. Interrogate the thought. Why do we care about how many children a millionaire is having? A millionaire? What are we doing? What are we doing? Why do we care how many children a millionaire is having? And with whom? That this person is not in our tax bracket. This person will never be in our neighborhood. This person does not have the issues that we have, right? Now, if you were interrogating millionaires and they need to redistribute their wealth, that's a conversation we can have. That's a conversation we can have. But talking about what a millionaire do with her vagina, you sound ridiculous. You don't know this woman. You are unable to fathom this woman's day. You unable. This woman's feet don't touch the ground. This woman ain't touched a broom, a dish rag, a oven, a iron, a steamer, a diaper in her adult life. This woman ain't never touched that shit. And you out here policing what she doing? You don't know nothing about this woman. You don't know nothing about this woman's life. You have absolutely no idea what it is to live in that way. But you go police what she doing. No, ma'am. I'm not down with it. I'm not down with it. And I do not know. Within my spiritual tradition, the only sin is to try to keep another person from fulfilling their destiny. Ashe? The only sin in my spiritual tradition is to stand in the way of another person fulfilling their destiny. And who knows that person's destiny? Their head. I don't know it. Even the people that I pushed out of my body, I don't know their destiny. Only their head knows. So when they were old enough to come and tell me, I don't ever want to do this again, I hate doing this, then they could stop doing it. I wasn't going to continue to make them do it. It is a sin to stand in the way of somebody else fulfilling their destiny. That's a sin, right? So I don't know that woman's destiny. I don't know her destiny. I don't know how many men she's supposed to have kids with, and I don't know how many kids she's supposed to have. Only her head knows. And she be going to see her Babalosha and Eolosha and her Babalawo. She talks about it publicly. So she be getting her divinations. So I trust that she stays in alignment with her destiny. Because she talks about going to get her divinations. And she have on her Elekes. So I know she has the protection of the Orisha. And I know that she has competent priests and priestesses that she visits. I don't know her destiny. Only she knows her own destiny, right? I know my destiny. I don't even know the destiny of the people that I have pushed out of my body. It's not, and once they get to be an adult, it's not my business. It's not my business. If they ask for my opinion, I will gladly share. But once these people that I pushed out of my body become adults and are responsible for their own lives, what they decide to do in those lives is not my business. So if I can take the reins off of the people that I pushed out of my body, you know that I have worked with myself on not giving a damn about the rest of the people. Nobody else is connected to me like that. Nobody else gets my time and attention like that. If I have loosed the reins on those people, the hell do I look like being worried about Cardi B? What the hell do I look like? If you have a problem with what another black woman or femme is doing with her body, then I want you to check your relationship with your own children. If you have a problem with what another black woman or femme is teaching in her business, I want you to check your relationship with your own children. Because if you're worried about me, if you're expending this much energy worried about me, if you're putting this much time and attention into me, then I guarantee you're not paying the proper amount of time and attention to those relationships that are going to further your lineage. I guarantee you're not. I guarantee you're not. I don't care who you are. If you got all day to sit down and take notes about what the hell I'm doing, then you don't know what's going on with your kids. You don't know. You probably don't talk to them. They probably don't talk to you. Y'all probably ain't got no relationship at all. If you got all day to speculate on who, where, and why a millionaire has gotten pregnant by and decided to take the pregnancy to term, if you got all day to speculate on that, I know your refrigerator ain't clean. I know your kitchen needs to be mopped. I know your shower needs to be bleached down. If you got all day to speculate on that, your house ain't taken care of. You ain't talked to your kids in months. You ain't properly feeding your body. The cells in your body need to be fed. You don't take your vitamins. You don't get up and take you a walk every day. You don't pray to your head in the morning. If you got all day to speculate about that, I know exactly what is and isn't going on in your life. Because your head is going to stop you. It's your head that's going to stop you when you decide you're going to speak on another woman's body. Your head is going to be like, I don't think that's none of your business. If you've been feeding your head, if you've been praying to your head is going to say that probably ain't your business. Stay up out of that. Stay up out of that. Cultivate a relationship with your head. That'll keep you out of a lot of stupid ass bullshit. That'll keep you out of a lot of other people's business. That will teach you to have grace and compassion for how any woman and femme is navigating this system that is attempting to destroy us every day. The fact that you don't have care and compassion for those of us who are navigating destruction every day, and you yourself are navigating that same destruction, but you don't have care and compassion for other people who are navigating it, that lets me know that you're not doing what the fuck you're supposed to do with your life. Because care and compassion is a natural human reaction. Care and compassion for other humans is a natural human reaction. If you are unable to garner some because you have a philosophical disagreement with me, because you hate the number of baby daddies that I have, because you think that I shouldn't have had this many children, if you cannot garner care and compassion for those reasons, then you need to check yourself. You have flipped off the switch of your humanity, and you are acting as something less than human. Check yourself. Check yourself. You cannot check another grown woman. You can't check another grown woman. You can't look at another grown woman and say she shouldn't have done that. You don't know anything about this person's life. You don't know what this person should have done. You don't know what their Ori told them to do. You don't know how their body was speaking to them. You don't know what motherhood does for their mental health. You don't know, do you? You didn't even know that motherhood could improve somebody's mental health. You didn't know that, did you? You didn't even know that studies have shown that some women are able to improve their lives due to motherhood. You don't know that because you haven't taken the time to study that. You're too busy minding somebody else's business. You too busy minding somebody else's business and body and vagina and vulva and uterus and mind. You too busy doing that. You're too busy doing that. Black women and femmes. Nobody has the right to police your body. Nobody has the right to police your choices. Nobody has the right to tell you what you can and cannot do and who you can and cannot do it with. You, Black women and femmes, hear me. You are an autonomous being, meaning your destiny is not connected to anyone else. You are not responsible for the destiny of anybody else, even the people that you brought into the world. You're responsible to raise them right. You're responsible to take care of them. You are responsible to give them enough self-confidence so that they go out and fulfill their destiny, but you're not responsible for their destiny. Right? So when I say you are an autonomous being, you exist in and of yourself, baby. You are the one of one. You are an autonomous being with limitless. My godchildren call me the limitless. You are an autonomous being with limitless possibilities on what you do in this universe. Whatever the hell you want to do, please do it. Whatever the hell experience you want to have, please have it. However many people you want to do whatever thing consensually with, please do it. Our ancestors said, Earth, Aye, is the marketplace. Fetume or Rune is home. What do we come to the marketplace for? To gather experiences. That's what we come to the marketplace for. To gather experiences. Nobody has the right to tell you what experience to gather and who to gather it from. That is a sin. It is a sin to try to police who I can gather experiences from and what experiences I can gather. You don't know what the hell I came here to do. You don't know my destiny. You don't know what I'm here for. You don't know who's looking at me as an example. You don't know who needs to see this right here today. So you cannot police somebody else's. You have got to cultivate your own. You are a limitless, autonomous being in the universe. Whatever you feel like doing, you are free to do. Wherever you feel like being, you are free to be. Whoever you feel like being with, you are free to be with. I don't have to accept it. I don't have to agree with it. I have to agree with what I'm doing. I have to agree with what I'm doing. Stop that inner handmaiden that wells up within you and tells you to judge other Black women. A handmaiden and a helpmeet are aligned with the system that used your grandmothers as capital. So when you feel that welling up, you are aligning yourself with a system that is trying to destroy you every day and try to destroy your grandmothers before you and will try to destroy your daughters if we allow the system to continue to exist. All right, that's it for me. I knew I had to speak on this. I honestly just really got over my jet lag, to be completely honest with y'all. I honestly just really woke up. Because y'all know I have been blessed to be on the other side of the world, right? In a very, very free state and free clothing optional position. So I've been blessed to be doing that. So I'm just now getting back. But I knew I had to make this video because I had to speak on these two topics. Stop. And this is for those of us who feel the desire to do this. Do not police the movements or the bodies of Black women or femmes. Get in your mind that we all have the right to exist as autonomous beings with limitless possibilities. That is our right. That is why we entered into the womb of our mothers and started splitting the cells that made us this person. That is our right. I am teaching a class on this subject right now. It is called Decolonizing Oshun, where we are taking a deep dive into Oshun Pashanga that is often translated to mean Oshun the prostitute. I am teaching a class on that right now. So what's today? Monday? Wednesday will be our next class, and we're going to talk about how the energy of this road of Oshun can be utilized for you every day. How you can use that energy every day to help you to fulfill your destiny. Thank you, Alicia. Alicia's saying the class is amazing. Thank you so much. All right. More about the class. Obviously, in the class, I'm going to give you book recommendations. In the class, we are also within a course where we are improving our lives physically, mentally, and spiritually. So there are also herbal recommendations that go with the course, as well as movement recommendations and a group that you can join. So if you would love to take the class, there is a link to join in the description. All right. Thank you. I love you as well. I love you so much, Ia Efuranti. All right. Ecstasy, abundance, and bliss. These are the gifts of Oshun within whatever way she chooses to give them. We don't get to police the ways in which she chooses to give them. Ecstasy, abundance, and bliss. Oh, let me show y'all my new tattoo. So when I was in Bali, I got bliss tattooed. This is the Bali symbol for bliss. One of the Bali symbols for bliss. So I did get bliss tattooed on myself when I was in Bali. That is in Balinese script. So I'm so excited about it. It's gorgeous. And yes, it's red. And it will stay red. It's supposed to be red. Ecstasy, abundance, and bliss. And all of the gifts of Oshun. Upon all of those within the sound of my voice who are wishing the same for me and mine. And we wish the lessons of life on those of you who are so aligned with white masculinist imperialism that you are ignorant enough to attempt to wish us otherwise. I'm ending on the note, you do not have beef with me if I haven't taken you to court and won the judgment. If I haven't taken you to court and won the judgment, you are beefing with yourself. I'm ending on that note. Joy within, love you, love you, love you, love you, and miss you so much. Love the baddest witch, Noli the second. Love Efuranti, love Oshumbemi. Everybody within the comments who is my godchild or my close sister friend, all love to y'all. Everybody within the comments who's commenting something positive, love to y'all, right? Live your life. Live your motherfucking life, right? If other people are worried about your life, know that they not living their own life. So for everybody in this group, live your life, right? Every goddamn day, every blessed day that Olodumare sends, live your life, right? Deeply, unapologetically, fully live your life. All right. Enjoy the rest of your Monday, you guys. Hopefully I will see many of you guys in the class on Wednesday. Otherwise, I will see you the next time that I go live. Please feel free to share the video. Love y'all. Peace.